Okay, I knew it. Those Macs just can't do the video thing, right? You need Linux for that. Okay, so you might have wondered there is one FAQ in our FAQ on Prometheus.io, which is the question, what is the plural of Prometheus? So the reason why this question is there, I'm married to a linguist, so I don't only care about formal grammar of PromQL, but also about formal grammar of actual languages, which we're using to talk about Prometheus, right? So 2 spoilers. The first one is, this is not the first time I'm giving this talk, but that's not a big issue. The other mega spoiler is the conference where I gave this talk for the first time. So you were all lured here by the impression that this is the very first conference on Prometheus. That's actually not true. The first PromCon happened in 2014. Now I have to tell it, Julius will kill me after that. And these are all the attendants of the real first PromCon. So we were 4, you recognize them, we are all 2 years younger, but there's Brian and me and Julius and Fish, who also is in the audience, so they're all here. We scaled up by X20, so the PromCon 2018 will have 1,600 people. It's a kind of a realistic projection, I guess, predict linear or something. Okay, so plural of Prometheus, this is a stupid question, right? Because there's only one Prometheus project, so why should there be a plural, right? So people sometimes want to call their Prometheus servers Prometheus. So, I mean, the easy way out is just call your Prometheus server, and then the plural is obvious Prometheus servers, right? So, easy. Problem is, affectionately, people call their Prometheus server just Prometheus, and if they have multiple, which you should have for HA, what do you call them, right? Prometheus. So what's the plural? It's English. English is fairly regular, so the plural is obviously Prometheuses. English, right? So the one problem is Prometheus has been created originally in Berlin, and despite all the attempts of expats and immigrants, we still speak German here. So if Germans say Prometheus, the natural, like German has 14 different ways of getting the plural. It's super regular. It's like the opposite antithesis of English. So the plural would be something like Prometheus, but you might also say it's German, should have an umlaut, so Prometheus or something. Okay, that's perhaps a bit far-fetched. The problem is that most Germans, especially if they don't talk about the project, but about this Greek guy, they don't call Prometheus Prometheus, they call it, weirdly, Prometheus. Don't ask me why, it's like weird reasons. And then the natural plural would be Prometheuse. So we have three things to pick from. Some people try to be smart, like Prometheus is like ends on US, is some Latin word, right? So Prometheus as a Latin word, obviously the plural should be Promethei. So people try to be smart and then they say Promethei. They're actually not smart and educated enough because Prometheus is actually not Latin, Prometheus is Greek. So this is the real spelling of Prometheus, and now I have to, even Prometheus is a really weird pronunciation of Prometheus. Nobody knows the pronunciation of the ancient Greek, but like an approximation would be something like Prometheus, which doesn't sound like Prometheus and doesn't sound like Prometheus, but anyway, now we just go to the ancient Greek dictionary and look up the plural of Prometheus. Easy, right? Problem is, there's no plural in the dictionary. And why? Because like the Prometheus monitoring project, there's only one Prometheus, the guy, the one with the eagle, and you obviously don't need a plural. Same answer. Okay. Now, Greek has declensions, so we just look up, that's actually written in the dictionary, what declension is Prometheus. It's unfortunately the third declension, which is the most irregular of all declensions. So we still have no clue what the plural might be. So after extensive research, I found an ancient Greek word that almost looks like Prometheus, which is Basileus, and that means king. So even in ancient Greece, there were multiple kings sometimes. So they have a plural of that in the dictionary, which is Basileis. So now we can conclude how the plural of Prometheus would look like if there were multiple Prometheuses, whatever. And it's Prometheus. So now we can retransliterate that into English, and then we can rebastardize the pronunciation, and then we end up with Prometheus, obviously, right? So, okay. So there we are. Prometheus is perfectly valid plural because it's just the English way of getting the plural. But if you want to be smart, don't say Promethei, please say Prometheus. And that's it.